Hi, my name's Helen and I'm on the curriculum team here at Prisma. In this video, we're going to go over one of our themes called Behind the Scenes. As the name suggests, this theme is all about film, and it's really a deep dive into how groups of people work together in order to bring stories and characters to life. Throughout this video, I'll hit on three components: our CoLab workshop, our project pieces, and our literacy pieces. That way you can get a sense of all that we cover within a theme and see if it would be interesting to you. So let's go ahead and start with CoLab workshops. CoLab is a space you go to 2 times a week, and the idea is that you're focused on collaboration and cooperation skills. So while you're in this workshop, you often work with a small group of peers in order to work together to achieve a shared goal. Every cycle, the scenario or the prompt that you're focused on changes. So for behind the scenes, it was all around this very dysfunctional business called Moon Groove. And they had a board of 5 people, the characters you're seeing there on my screen, were working together in order to launch their first Comic-Con. And they were doing a pretty horrible job. So you and your team were tasked with the challenge of making sure that they could work together to achieve this output of putting on a Comic-Con. So you're giving them feedback and suggestions each week in order to be more successful. Now, the twist is that while you were doing this with another team, you were watching and observing, giving feedback on team dynamics, you were also considering for your own team how you can work together in an appropriate way. And the president of this company, called Celeste Starling, was watching your group dynamics interact and was seeing how successful you all were being. And at the end, they awarded one team the winner, if you will, and wanted to hire that team based on their positive team dynamics. So it was a cool way to both look at how team dynamics impact the real world, but also work with a group of peers and establish positive dynamics that will help you be successful for the rest of the year. All right, now for the project component. So this is the project journal and the project workshop. This is really where you kind of would lean in to your own film pieces. There were 2 parts. The first step is establishing a story. So the prompt for establishing your story was that it had to, in some way, show how people are changed by their relationships with others. It could be fiction or nonfiction, so either real or made up by you. And it could have included friends, family, could have been interactions between pets. It could have taken place on Earth. It could have taken place on Mars. There was really no restrictions as long as you in some way focused on relationship. And the idea was that you wrote a script from one scene of your story. After you had your script, you chose a department. There were 4 options. You could have either gone the camera and editorial route, sound, production design, or costumes, hair, and makeup. And you selected one artifact that would relate to the story that you made. So the examples you're seeing on my screen here are from production design. These were the actual sets where the story would have taken place. So on the right side here, you're seeing a bedroom and a living room from one of the main characters of a story. And here on the left, you're actually seeing a pet store. So you're seeing reptile cages, the bookshelves where some supplies would have been stored. There was some cool art over here, but they were miniatures of where the stories would have taken place. So it was one route you could have gone. You could have also made a score. You could have shot a scene. You could have done the costumes, hair, or makeup of your characters. So there's lots of choice around what that artifact was, but it needed to relate in some capacity to the story that you created. All right, and the last piece that I want to go over is the literacy component. So for the in the literacy space, learners did a shared read of the graphic novel Nimona, and this was all about a really difficult character who in some moments was extremely lovable and easy to connect with, and in other moments was really challenging and difficult and did not make great decisions. But the idea was that each week you read a section of this graphic novel, and then with your cohort broke down some analysis on those characters and themes, and that related to what you were doing in your literacy journal. And then in the end, you went ahead and rewrote one of the scenes in this book and put yourself in it. And you considered how the characters would impact you and how you would impact the characters. So that was the end product out of the literacy journal. All right, so that was just a real quick overview of what we covered in behind the scenes. On the following slides, you'll see some more work products from learners on this from this cycle. Hopefully that sounds interesting to you, and hope to see you soon.